Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cellar TV. Today what we're trying out is a fantastic and one of our newest wines to actually go up online. It is from Clivi, which is a fantastic tiny little producer, and here's a little close-up of this particular wine. So this is the San Pietro de Friulano. So this is the Tocai Friulano, that is the particular grape varietal. San Pietro is the name of both the vineyard and this particular wine. It's from the 2016 vintage, and they are from Friuli Colli Orientali, which is up in the northeast of Italy. So quite hilly, quite a more decent aspect there, and also a little bit cooler than some of the other regions south of Italy. So quite a different sort of scheme, or region I should say, for winemaking in total. If you think of Italy, generally speaking, you think of red wines, and they make a plethora of red wines all throughout, some from Sicily to Sardinia, and all throughout the whole boot of Italy, as it were. And they go from quite light to quite chunky sort of red wines. And they do make white wines sort of dotted throughout the place, and generally speaking they do tend to be a little bit more fuller in body, generally speaking. But it's quite interesting because up in the northeast, up in the Friuli region, is where aromatics and sort of these zesty and juicy, but yet crisp and leaner style of white wines can actually be produced. So as I said, this is made from the Tocai Friulano grape varietal, and that is actually one of my more favourite, I'm not going to lie, one of my more favourite grape varietals, sort of out of all of the Italian white grape varietals. It's got a little bit more pizzazz to it than some of the others. I think it's, yeah, it's fantastic. This particular one is delicious. Clivi as well, for those of you that are on that sort of natural wine kick, this is a natural wine. Absolutely gorgeous, completely minimalist as far as all the intervention goes, winemaking goes. Very, very minimal, or yeah, very minimal sulfite additions here, but otherwise very, very sort of natural and all the rest, which is great. Anyway, so getting on to the actual wine itself, let's just give it a little sort of sniff. It's a classic sort of Tocai Friulano in many, many respects here. For me, I get quite a lot of sort of lemon, sort of that lemon pith, it's sort of really sort of pithy sort of note. A little bit of sort of lime zest on the nose. But as it opens up, as I sort of swirl it around my glass, even now we're sort of just getting sort of that lavender flower, a little bit of those sort of beautiful sort of white gardenia florals and all the rest are really sort of coming through and jumping out. But for me, actually, what I really, really like about this, and I think this is more a vineyard thing, whether it's a slope thing or whatever aspect of the terroir, but this is definitely a vineyard thing, that this has actually got this lovely sort of tangerine note as well. So a little bit more warmer, a little bit more sort of riper perhaps than your classic Tocai Friulano from the region, which is just quite exciting, quite interesting. But this is, I mean, this is just delicious. And so even though it does have that sort of core, as I would say, of citrus fruit, those sort of the tangerine, the lemons and the lime sort of pith notes and zest and all the rest, there is just a touch of sort of white peach there. Not necessarily flesh white peach or sort of fresh, fresh white peach, not flesh white peach. Fresh white peach or anything else like this. I'd say it's sort of like what white peach jam might smell like, if you will. So a little bit more sort of concentrated, white peach puree, if you will. Also got a little bit of sort of rock melon here on the nose, actually, which is quite lovely. Absolutely quite lovely. Yeah, so it's got a lot packed into this glass. But definitely, the more it sort of opens up now, actually, there's a lot more sort of floral, even a few more herbal notes there, sort of just like really fresh bay leaf, if you know what that smells like, or fresh rosemary in many, many respects as well. But again, that lavender floral aspect is still there, and it's just delicious. Anyway, let's give it a little taste. So this is fresh, it's zesty, it's linear, it's clean. It's very, very sort of mineral on the palate, actually. Wasn't so much on the nose. Let's go back to it now, maybe perhaps it has. A little bit more now, a little bit more sort of that mineral, that sort of crushed rock sort of aspect to it, those sort of seashells. And that's definitely much more on the palate, I think, for me. A little bit on the nose now, no doubt it will, the more it sort of opens up. But lovely, sort of zesty, rich but not rich in a Chardonnay way, sort of rich in concentration, as it were, of those beautiful sort of citrusy sort of characteristics. Again, you're getting a little bit of that sort of herbal note coming through, but it's more sort of citrus on the palate, a little bit, then followed by sort of those floral characteristics. Again, a little bit more sort of gardenia here on the palate, which is quite interesting. And then those sort of crushed sort of shells, a little bit of sort of salt water, that sort of sea salt, and that tanginess to it as well, which again is quite a normal thing with Tocai Friulano. And it's that refreshing aspect that just makes you think that you're sitting there by the beach and having a great time. And that's what I really, really love about sort of Tocai Friulano in general. It speaks of summer. But actually, I have to say now, on the palate, just sort of as it's evolved around, is it getting a little bit more of that pear note. And pear, sort of that yellow pear, not that green pear, but sort of yellow pear, that nashi pear sort of flavour. That's very much something I always associate with a good, decent Tocai Friulano as well. And it's just delicious. It really, really is. There's no other words for it. I'm here, it's summer outside, and my gosh, how I want to be outside drinking this. And I think I might with my lunch later on today, just between you and I. Anywho, so this is absolutely fantastic. This is, as I said, they've been the Clivi wines. They're San Pietro 2016 pure Tocai Friulano from up in the Friuli district, or Friuli region, up in the northeast of Italy. Delicious, $40 a bottle, and a right jolly steal. We've got a few others of their wines as well. Also they've got a sparkling wine and a few other they've got the Malvasia or the Malvasia and a few other single vineyard Tocai Friulanos as well, which are well worth every single penny. Limited amounts though, so if you want to get in quick, all the information is down below to buy your own bottles. And yes, anyway, so I hope you've liked this video. If you have, please do like away, comment away, let us know what you thought. Let us know if you've tried any of the other Clivi wines before. We think they're delicious, and we hope you do too. And of course, do check out a few of our other videos and subscribe away, because we are constantly posting up new content. Anyway, I've been Connal. This has been the Cellar TV. Cheers.